The result of two random samples of votes for a proposition are shown above. So these are the results that have been given to us. Now the samples were selected from the same population and the margin of errors were calculated using the same method. So as we can see, for the sample A, the margin of error is 4.2%, and for sample B, the margin of error is 1.6%. And we need to find out which of the following is the most appropriate reason that the margin of error for sample A is greater than the margin of error for sample B. Now, whenever we encounter a question based on the margin of error, the first thing that we need to focus on the sample size. Now, this is a fact that students need to remember for the SATs, that higher the sample size implies lower margin of error. And similarly, if the sample size is low, which implies the margin of error will be higher. So this is a simple fact that student needs to remember for the questions based on margin of error. So let's just go through our options here. Sample A had a smaller number of votes that could be recorded. Now this margin of error will not depend on how many votes we have recorded or not recorded, because the margin of error is simply based on the sample size here. Hence we can eliminate option A here. Let's go to option B. Sample A had a higher percentage of favorable responses. Again, the margin of error will not depend on whether the percentage of favorable responses is higher or lower. Hence we can eliminate option B as well. Let's go to option C. Sample A had a larger sample size. Now as per the equations that we have written here, if the sample size for sample A is greater, it implies the margin of error should have been lower and not greater here. Hence we can eliminate option C as well. Option D says sample A had a smaller sample size. Yes, this is the correct answer, as the sample size of sample A is smaller, the margin of error is actually higher, which implies option D is the right answer.